Hello everyone, welcome back to another Wing Leader flight training video with me, Evil.Ganymede. And this time round I am happy to announce that the Legends expansion has now been incorporated into my Wing Leader Complete Tabletop Simulator mod. So I'm just going to do a quick little video here just to show you where everything is and what's new. So just as a reminder, I mentioned this in the 1B video of this series, but there are cameras included in the mod and you access them by pressing shift and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, and they will take you to the different cameras that are preset. So here's camera 1, here's camera 2, here's camera 3, camera 4, camera 5, camera 6, camera 7, camera 8 and camera 9. So remember, you have to hold shift down and press 1 to 9. They only work for the host of the game though. If you are a player, then you would have to set up cameras on your Tabletop Simulator manually. That's just the thing that Tabletop Simulator does, only works for the host. But I would recommend it because they can let you zip around the board pretty quickly. So the Legends editions here are mostly up on the plane side. You'll notice I have added a few new hangars here. We now have the Australia-New Zealand hangar, a Yugoslavia one and a Bulgaria one. And the Czechoslovakia hangar has now been changed to include the single plane from Belgium that was added in Legends. The Australia-New Zealand hangar has a bunch of planes that were in Legends, but it's also got the Australian planes that were previously in the UK and US hangar. They're the ones with the Royal Australian Air Force roundel on the side, which is the blue circle with a white circle in the middle. Those were mostly in Operation Meridian from Eagles, and I think there might be a couple of other scenarios as well that have them in. The New Zealand planes are the Kitty Hawk 4s, which are up here. They are, as far as I can see, only in the Operation RO scenario from Supremacy, but this is where they live now. Additionally, there's a few extra planes that got added to various hangars that were added in Legends, like there's a few extra Swedish planes, some Gladiators up here. Hungary has a few more BF-109s, I think. And yeah, the Belgian plane here is the CR-42. That's added in Legends, and it's basically only used in a scenario with the Czechs, so I just put that one in here just to make it easier to get them. Apart from that, we have some changes on the side here. Mostly this is just quality of life stuff, makes it easier for you to access things. So now the bomb loads and the other loads are now all single-sided. So that saves you from searching for the right load when you're trying to set things up. So the drop tanks are now drop tanks on both sides. Bomb load is bomb load on both sides. And all of these pods and loads down here are also the same on both sides. So what you see is what you get there. The ammo and the rockets, however, those two are actually still double-sided, so one side is rockets, the other side is depleted. One side is -1, the other side is -2 depleted. But yeah, the loads are all single-sided now, so that should make things easier. Also, the missions down here are single-sided. So again, there is just a counter that has intercept on both sides, a counter that has transport on both sides, etc. Return to base was in the miscellaneous before, now it's up with the missions. I think that's basically in the right place now. The flip side of that, the circling, is now its own counter down here. So that should make things a little easier during the setup. Down here, in the misc counters, these have been reorganized as well. The column on the left here is mostly single-sided counters, so again, these are the same thing on both sides. The only one that isn't is gyro. That's a new one from Legends, but as you can see, we'll flip that over, it's just got the +1 combat, +1 FP that I've got in the description there, so you don't even really need to flip that over. There's also the red GCI counter here that I didn't put in this list, but it's pretty obvious when you open up the search window here. That's for when you have 2 GCIs, you need a different color for each side. I've added the RadioNet counter from Legends. So I had one before, if you may remember, it was this little radio antenna that I made myself. I've included those here now as alternates, there's only one of each. So this one is a single-sided RadioNet counter. It's just got the same thing on both sides. It's got A to L or J or whatever it was. I've done another alternate version that's got my old RadioNet counter on the front side, but it's got cluttered on the back side. But the main version to use up here is the official one, which is the new RadioNet on one side and the radio clutter on the other side, and it's got the letters as usual, they're a state, so you can change them to whatever letter you want them to be to match the RadioNet. Tactical Flexibility is a new counter that I just made myself, just to remind me which squadrons have tactical flexibility, which ones can split up into flights. So I figured those would be useful to include for others as well, but they are not in the physical version of the game. Oh yeah, the defense modifier counter here, just realized that this is actually a +0, a -1 and a -2 in here. These are single-sided now. There's 2 +0s, there's 2 -1s, there's 2 -2 counters in here. So these are not double-sided, they're the same on both sides. The bombing modifier counters though are double-sided, so there's bombing -1 and bombing -2 on the flip side. And then the rest of these, this is one side in this column, and this is the other side in the other column. So Loose Doctrine is a flip of Rigid, Slow Climb is a flip of Slow, Loughbury is a flip of Dogfight. I think that's basically everything that's got added here. Again, the campaigns are not included from any of the expansions here. All the planes are there now, and the counters have been rearranged and reorganized a bit, so they'll be easier to access. So that's it. That should be everything until Supremacy 2nd Edition comes out, and that's only going to add a couple of new planes and maybe a couple of new counters as well, so that shouldn't be a big update. But I'll add that when that's released, and then that should be everything. But for now, you are good to go with Legends in Tabletop Simulator. So that's it from me. If you've downloaded the mod, then thanks very much. Hope you're enjoying it. If you've got any questions or anything, let me know, either on the Steam comments page or via my Twitter or as a comment on the video. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, and you can get notifications of whenever I post new videos. And otherwise, that's it. Enjoy Wing Leader. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!